Welcome to the Coastly Distinct Podcast. This is your boy DJ KO.
K-Jack is in the building.
TB couldn't be here. He had other obligations. I'd like to welcome you guys to the show. First and foremost, today we have a special show for you guys. But first, let me get into the sponsors. Today we at City Cellar down in the Museum District in Houston. If you're ever in Houston and you want to have a nice little happy hour, get some wine, get some champagne, have a surprise birthday party, make sure you make your way down to City Cellar. The address is 1801 Ben Street. It's in River Oaks / Museum District area. So holla at my man Daniel. He's the owner over here.
You more Third Ward Museum District.
This right here, I thought this was more River Oaks. Because River Oaks is like maybe two blocks.
You cross 288 and Emancipation is right there.
Oh, I didn't go that far down, so I don't know. I was scared to go that far down.
Boy, stop it.
So anyway, today we have a special guest in the building. This young lady, I've been knowing her for a long time, and she always gets on my nerves. So you know, I wanted to have her on the show because I see that she's doing some positive things in the community. This sister, she's an HBCU graduate. She's a mother. She's a realtor, and she's an avid champagne drinker.
Oh, yes.
Everybody, welcome to the show, Mrs. Kelly Morris.
Hey.
Welcome, Kels.
Thank you.
Look, it's funny. So Michelle
Thank you.
said, next week y'all gonna have Kelly on the show. She was like, Kelly, I draw a blank. She was like, champagne. I said, oh, Kels. That's all she had to say was champagne. I already know.
That's it. Champagne
My
rose.
jam choice.
Yeah. What's the
Gotta
one?
have a champ.
What's the one that Jay-Z has? Ace of Spades, right?
Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. I
But
never
she
had that.
like,
I like Ace of Spades. I like Moet.
She like Moet.
I like Buzz.
He bougie. That's why.
Whatever. I just like what I
I
like.
just know the birthday party. I was like, the bottles just keep coming.
Oh, wait till this year. Oh, yes.
What
That's
we doing
your
this
birthday
year?
was October.
No, it was
August.
hot.
August?
August, yes. I'm a summer baby.
Yeah, we were at the pool.
Yes, we're going to be at the pool this year, too, but at
Oh,
my
we going
house.
at your house.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I got a pool. Congratulations
that's
on that.
a different cut
Thank
up
you.
right
Oh,
there.
girl.
Yes,
Whole
I'm
different
ready.
level. Yes.
See, that's that big money right
Let
there.
me get my
I'm trying
baby
to get some of that money.
together.
Right
Like
Get
I'm
it ready.
invited. I just invited myself.
I literally just ordered mine the other day. I'm ready. All the way for August.
It's okay.
I'm coming.
You gotta be ready.
I'm bringing
Stay
tequila with
ready.
me. I'm bringing tequila with me.
No,
So.
don't.
But anyway, guys, welcome to the show. First and foremost, Kelly. If you don't mind, give the people a little brief description on you. If they don't know you, know. Of course, everybody that knows me, they know Kelly. So, Kelly, tell the people that don't know you.
Well, hi guys. Thanks for the introduction, Adam.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate it. And thanks for having me here on the show. I am from Louisiana originally.
Shout out.
I tell people that I'm from New Orleans, but if you don't really know Louisiana, it don't make a difference, but I'm actually from LaPlace.
Girl, they think New Orleans is a state in itself.
It
right. But you
is.
know what? I still have a 504 number, so I trick people. They see that 504
okay.
number, they're like, okay, New Orleans, but I'm not from New Orleans. I'm actually from LaPlace in the St. John Parish. But yeah, I went to an HBCU, Southern University, so I'm an HBCU, a proud HBCU graduate.
The Southern University.
The Southern University, and that's where I met Adam. But yeah, I live here in Houston. Been in Houston now for a long time. I won't say exactly how long, but I'm married. I've been married to my husband, Michael, for going on 9 years.
Shout out to Michael.
Congratulations.
Hi, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Yeah,
Let me, Mike.
For what? For what?
Don't, Michael.
For what?
It's too close to Valentine's
Mental.
Day to get in
For
trouble,
what?
Michael.
No.
Don't
About
do it,
Valentine's
Mike.
Day.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, babe. But we have two beautiful kids. Sydney, who is 7, who is my twin, and she acts just like me. And our son, Miles, who's my baby. He's 3 years old. But yeah, to Adam's point, I am a realtor now. I've been licensed for about 3 or 4 years, but I just actually got active
Okay.
because I also have a full-time job.
Okay.
So I do work in corporate America. I'm an HR consultant for McDonald's Corporation. And
Okay.
I support
Wow.
their corporate-owned restaurants in Houston and El Paso. So when COVID hit, and my travel schedule slowed down immensely,
like,
they gave me the opportunity to focus on my side hustle, which is real estate.
Yeah.
And that's been going pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't do just regular real estate. You do high-end real estate.
I do luxury real estate.
Right. That's the real estate I can afford.
Oh, we got to get you a reality show.
Right.
Get you on
Yes.
in.
$1 million listing in
Right.
Houston,
The
right?
$1 million
black
list in
edition.
Houston.
Yeah.
They don't have $1 million list in Houston, though.
They don't?
I know, no.
Oh, they don't?
Just
Oh.
what, LA and New York?
Yeah, but I work for a brokerage, Nan and Company Properties, and I mean, it's such a great brokerage to be a part of because it's such a young and diverse brokerage, and they have a lot of experienced agents, and the owner, Nancy, who is very just ingenious. She's in her 30s, so we're around the same age, and what she's been able to do with her brokerage is just amazing. I admire her so much for the boss that she is. But we just have, the largest social media following on Instagram. We have a whole marketing team.
What's the name?
Nan, N-A-N, Nan and Company Properties.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like Trick Daddy, you know Nan.
You know Nan.
You know Nan.
You know Nan.
But I mean, that's just amazing in itself. You're talking about a woman, high-end, 30s, like all of those are
who's
anomalies
also a
in
wife.
themselves.
She's a mom. She's a minority woman as well. She's Hispanic.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, she is.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, so I just admire her on so many levels.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just really blessed to be a part of the agency. Yeah, it's giving me, my intro into luxury real estate.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So speaking
Thank you.
speaking of women in power, of course, we talked about this a little bit. We talked about this. We have a black woman. Well, I'm not gonna say black. A person of color, and that's a woman that's
Minority woman.
A minority
She
woman.
black. Just say
She black.
In the White House.
Right.
As a woman, as a black woman, and an HBCU graduate, how does that make you feel when you see a black woman that's in the office? She graduated from HBCU, and you have a daughter also looking up to that. So how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel proud. I mean, I shared a few thug tears on Inauguration Day. I'm not going to even lie. Yeah, because of the fact that she's an HBCU graduate. Aside from the fact that she's half Jamaican, half South Asian, I think what hits home for me is the fact that she went to an HBCU.
Right.
And that just gave me a huge sense of pride and just excitement over her, over her winning and now being the vice president.
I'm afraid because, please, everybody, don't misconstrue my words when I say this.
Your words are always misconstrued,
All right?
but we appreciate the disclaimer.
Women in power is like, I love to see women in power, I do. But I think most women, when they get in power, they take advantage of it.
Meaning,
Get him, Kaya, get him.
Meaning,
I'm gonna let him make it
All right,
plain. Make it plain, Pastor.
So meaning, they only put their own on. They only put other women on.
That's not true.
They don't think about men. All right.
Why do we have to think about men?
So let's back
Kaya.
up. Let's back up.
All right, go ahead.
One, I've heard people say they get nervous. A woman can't lead the country because we're too emotional. That's not true.
Okay.
Women make awesome decisions.
Yes.
95% of the men where they are in power, whether they say it out loud or not, they will not be where they are without a woman.
That is true.
Let's be clear about that.
That is true, 100%.
Okay? But at the same time, women are not as emotional as men. Men have more pissing contests. They have to puff their chest up and beat their. There's more power struggle with. Exactly. We have to. Why? Women don't do that.
Protection.
You're going to get the work done. We're going to get the work done. And just because you put another woman on, that means you're trying to get the work done even faster and more efficiently. It has nothing to do with the gender. It's just trying to get the job done and get it done without a pissing contest, without trying to see who did it the best, who did it the fastest. We're just trying to get it done and get it done correctly.
Yeah, and I feel like as a woman too, like it's just so much more pressure on you. Whereas
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Because
like
of your statement. Your
yeah,
statement right
exactly,
there just
right
explains
there.
the
Because
pressure.
because women, people expect us men, particularly, expect us to be emotional, right? And so I just feel like when women are in a position of power, we have to try.
And they expect you to
10
fail.
harder.
They're looking for you to fail. They're
10 times
waiting for
harder
you
to
fail.
do a good job.
So, all right, it's two things in America that's most feared.
What
right?
is that?
That's one, everybody's money and black women. Everybody fears the black woman.
Why?
Because when they say something, they mean it.
Power.
That's right.
Power.
So now, going back to what you said about not on side of every man is a successful woman.
Mm-hmm.
So this go back to the origin, and women don't slay me for this.
Did you say origin or orgy?
Origins.
Okay.
Where your mind at? You
You
talking about some freaky
fast.
stuff over
I
here.
mean, I know where you would go. That's why I needed to see where you were
Origin.
going. I
So,
was just trying to see.
Women.
He sounded like he said origin.
You know he
Oh, I'm
talk
sorry.
bad.
Origin. I'm
Everybody
sorry.
not from down the bayou. I need you to speak for the people.
Exactly.
So, women, you almost made me lose my point. But women are.
That wouldn't happen to a woman.
Was designed to be a helper, right or wrong. That's why you guys are so efficient in helping people.
Who told you that?
That's what God created us to create.
To be a helper?
All right, God created a man to be a protector and provider.
Okay.
He created a woman to be the helper and a nurturer.
Okay.
Correct? So you guys master that, of course. But when you guys are in power, like for instance, this is an example. Now, this is me. Every time I had a woman for a boss or superior, she gave me hell.
You deserved it.
The good thing is she wanted excellence out of it. But I'm like, I don't need to do all that.
Where's the problem?
Because it's like some stuff you don't have to put your first foot forward.
Yes, you do.
You know what I'm
Yes, you
saying?
do.
Then you don't
That's
have to
what
do
I'm
it
saying.
again.
You probably deserved it. If she
As
had your
a
foot on your neck,
supervisor-
you deserved it.
As a supervisor, when I was a supervisor in my staff, they knew I expected a certain thing. First and foremost, it was always, we are going to be proactive because I don't like to be reactive. I always taught my staff, if something happens, I don't care what it is, you better bring it to me and not somebody else. Because if I have to fix it from behind versus getting in front of it, it's going to be a problem.
So why
I'm
is
not saying you can't make a mistake, but let's get it done without being reactive. You
So-
don't have to always react.
why does it have to be so serious and straight to the point? Sometimes it could be
It's
like,
not a game.
but women, like
it's
y'all,
life.
you guys, y'all take things serious all the time.
Because y'all always expecting a do-over because a woman for some reason seems to give you a lot of them and you get used to that. But everything doesn't get a do-over.
I don't know.
You know.
I love women. Don't get me wrong. I love everybody and I love women. But it's just, sometimes, I guess women, I had bad experiences working with women that had superiority over me, and they took advantage of their position.
And that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That can, not take advantage, but Kelly will be, I don't know how many positions you had where you have a female. I have had some situations with friends, and I've heard people say women act a certain way, and they have this, like you say, I'm in charge.
Yes.
I'm to be up in here, I'm running this. A lot of times, that comes from what's going on at home. And yes, a man is supposed to lead and a woman is supposed to follow, but a man has to give a woman something to follow.
Yeah, that's true.
Most times,
That
if
is
you
true.
have a woman that is inferior in other places in her life, when she gets to a point where she gets an opportunity to be in charge and take control of something, it can be overzealous. But that's with anybody.
I mean,
too,
it
though.
is.
It
I
can
was just
happen
about
with
to say
anybody.
that,
But
yeah.
most times, if that's what you're getting from a woman, but it's not received in a proper, in a positive way, that she's just trying to make you great, but you feel like it just won't let up, that could be coming from a different place. Let me say that. Not
Yeah.
always, but it
Yeah.
could be coming from a different place.
But I think, again, too, I mean, all leaders, not just women,
Right.
Have that issue, right? And a lot of leaders don't know how to lead. And working in human resources, I mean, I come across that every day. And so I am more of an proponent of, like, the softer side of leadership.
Okay.
Right,
Because
right.
that's what I do in my
That's
day-to-day.
me. Right, right.
But you get people of every sex that are assholes, right? When
Yes.
they get to be in those leadership positions. So Adam, it's not just women, and
It's
I
not.
guarantee you, if a woman had a foot on your neck, it's probably because you were not doing what you were
We
supposed
already
to
know,
do.
Adam.
Me?
You have
Exactly.
to, okay, so we're going to talk about you. And
Right.
Kelly and I know you.
They double
very
teamed it. We see how they doing
Exactly.
it.
No.
TB, where you
So, we already know.
at? All right.
I'm not even your boss. We're going to say we're your sister.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Kelly has known you since undergrad. I've known you since Coach Hightower. Shout out to Coach Hightower. Was like, Kaya Hamilton, you're responsible for this one because I know you can keep him in line. And like literally, that has been what it is. I have not been able to shake you since like 2000.
It's not even
Let's
that.
be honest.
I think,
What do I
I'm out
expect
to.
from you?
I think it's more of when you go to a HBCU, you first you meet people that become friends, then
Right.
over time it becomes family.
Right.
Outside, extended family. So I think that's what it was. And somebody that you confide in, somebody you trust, that's the communication you have.
But why?
I don't know. That's just life.
But
That's just
you
what it
being
is.
who you are, you don't give everything to everybody.
I do.
I'm sure there's things you call Kelly and told Kelly everybody don't get. Just like you'll call me.
Nah,
and there's
Kelly
things
cuss
I
me
get
out. She
everybody
cuss me
don't
out.
get.
With the quickness.
That's all she
Right.
does, cuss
But
me out.
there's a reason because but there's times where you hold people in this certain regard. You may feel like they have their foot on your neck, but you know it's coming from a place of love because
Right.
guess what? You keep coming back. You bring your black ass back
Right.
every time.
Hey, man, look.
So you just like abuse.
Yeah, but we talking about women in power. Now, we're going to get back to that. So,
We are in power.
Speaking of women in power, y'all think that Kamala,
Kamala, stop
Kamala.
it. Stop it. I
Get
would
it
need you to
together.
stop.
Kamala.
y'all think she ever will be the president? Because Joe Biden, he's like 78 or something like that, and it's going to be tough on him in these next couple of
No,
years.
that man's still young.
78?
My dad about to be 73. That man is young.
78?
78 is not old.
I think God only...
My sister-in-law's grandmother is 107, 108.
Oh, she had a good
70.
life.
Oh, that's a
So
blessing.
young.
People not
That
living
man's-
to
he's
100,
young.
700,
She had a good
like
life.
that. She did. She's blessed.
We're not gonna count him out, but do we think she
don't
could
count
ever
him
be
out, no.
president? 100%, I believe she
Okay.
could.
Well, that'd be a sight to see. First woman, first black
Now
woman,
when?
HBCU.
I don't know,
I don't
but
know,
she could
yeah.
be. I mean, she's setting herself up. So since
She-
you
yeah,
say
she
Joe
is.
is
Yeah, she
old
is.
and you writing him out, if Joe was to pass tomorrow, Lord forbid, that's
She
what
would
she
be the
would be.
president.
Right.
There's nothing-
Exactly.
and that's
Right.
where she will be.
Absolutely.
That'd be a new day in America. Things have
Absolutely.
changed.
I mean, it's already a new day in America when you look at, I mean, even how far she's come, and you would think that a person like Hillary Clinton, right, would have this role, but just to see her in this position and, thinking of her background, where she came from, her
You never
upbringing.
thought it would be a black
I mean,
man.
yeah,
and there was.
it's so amazing, and it just shows you that anything is possible. And even though we still do have a lot of work to do, I feel like we've come so far, just with the things that have been happening over the last few years.
Okay. So speaking of, we was talking about business earlier and how you have your side hustle, then you have your corporate hustle. How hard is it to be a mother and transition motherhood into a businesswoman? Is that hard to juggle?
It is. I wear many hats. And when I had my first baby, Sydney, I did take some time off from the workforce, and it was very tough. Like being a stay-at-home mom, I feel like was the toughest thing that I ever had to do. And hats off to the people who do it and people who do it well. I just don't think that fits me and what I want for myself and what I see for myself. So I do a lot, on top of having a full-time corporate career and being a real estate agent. My husband and I also own and operate our own healthcare business, and so I help him with that, even though he's, primary, because I have all this other stuff that I have to do, but I still collaborate with him and have my role in that business as well. So it's extremely difficult, but you have to find ways to juggle it all. Like, I intentionally make time for my children. So
Okay.
I'm intentional about my time because I don't have a lot of it.
Right.
Okay.
And so when I know I need to spend time with my children or designate time specifically for them, I make it a point to do that.
You
I
do
put
it.
my phone down.
Just
Exactly.
do it.
I just do
Right.
it. Whatever needs to be done, I just get it done. But it's hard, and I have help. Shout out to my nanny, Christy.
See, that's that big
she's
money.
full time.
You got a nanny, see, full-time nanny.
But I need it. I have to have it.
And that in itself is a blessing. But one thing I am going to say, and it's not to slight any men, it's not to slight any women, but nanny or not, and I'm sure you can relate and understand, and I felt better when I talked to other moms, and everyone can agree whether of course, I have no problem. I'm 42. I have a 4-year-old. I'll be 43 in June. That's not the fate of a lot. I have a lot of friends. We make jokes and things happen because their children are high school, some in college, whatever. They're like, you gonna be such and such, and the kid gonna be here, but all his friends gonna be like, oh, look at Miss Jackson, you saw Case and Mama, and I'm okay
cougar,
with that.
huh?
That is,
cougar, huh?
shutting the whole football game down. But when you talk about, the workforce and things that we do, men don't, not in a bad way, but the husband, the fathers, men don't buy into parenthood the same way.
Absolutely
the mother
not.
does.
Absolutely not.
They don't.
Absolutely not.
Bless his heart. Shout out to Eric Haybabe, but it's like he still struggles with just like the lack of sleep, and when he doesn't get this many hours,
Yeah.
and just, I can tell you.
That's true.
It's easier for me to tell you when I have slept like so many hours, it's just my sleep is different. Like the mother has to buy into a different system.
Has
than the
to.
dad. Like the father's gonna get his sleep. He gonna do whatever he gonna go. We check in more. We give our schedule.
But it's a reason why y'all have babies, though.
Let me tell you what my mama, this is a saying my
Because-
mama used to always say, what daddy won't do, mama have to.
Mama
And
have to.
that's
We
no
don't have a
cho-
choice.
We don't have a choice.
We do not have a choice.
Like, absolutely not. I don't have a choice
Well-
in anything.
Well, I think God chose
so
the
when
right
we say
person.
transition, it's not really transition. It's just continuing. We're
Okay.
continuing with another thing added to our to-do
Now, that's
list.
one thing I say about a woman. A lot of women, they don't stop. Women don't stop. They keep going.
No.
Like, if they get a degree, they want another one. They go get another one. The next thing you know, they
Right.
got 10 degrees. I'm like, why? We're
Because-
content. We become content. We get our little, like corporate America job. We can do our 30 years. We do our retirement, get our IRAs, get our 401ks, and we out of it. You guys want to do.
We are ambitious.
I'm like,
Ambitious.
man, y'all sit down and relax.
And nothing is wrong with that.
Nothing's
Like,
wrong
nothing's
with
wrong
that.
with that.
Nothing ain't. You're right. Nothing is
But
wrong
it's
with
a
that.
good thing. It's
Yeah.
it's a drive.
It
It's
is.
just you got to be great.
Yeah.
So speaking of healthcare, you said something about you and your husband have a healthcare have a healthcare business. Is it true that a lot of us, well, it's a lot of Americans don't have healthcare, but for as the life insurance side of it, a lot of black people don't have the life insurance because they don't understand the importance of it. Is that true?
That is true.
You said life insurance.
Life insurance. That is true. I've run across several instances where, people have died and their family members are left scrambling to pull money together to bury them. And I just think as a community, we don't think about that.
Right.
We can have more conversations about
more
that.
conversations around that. I mean, I have life insurance through my job, but whenever I go to my doctor and they talk about like advanced directives, I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think that there's a lot of reasons why people don't.
Culturally.
Yeah,
we
culturally
don't do it.
Right.
do like end of life planning, but
Right.
yeah, it happens more often than not. Yeah.
A guy was telling me, I'd be looking into stuff like that. A guy was telling me that with life insurance, a lot of other people outside of minorities, they get rich because their parents put $5 million policies on
Yeah.
themselves. So when they die, the kids get $5 million or whatever
Absolutely.
cash or whatever the funeral arrangements are. Then they deduct that and whatever
Let's
their
just
debt
say
is.
I close my eyes today, my child gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Right. So
He's gonna be better than all right.
and look, not just that, but they before they leave, they teach the kid how to manage the money so that money will continue to gain compound interest.
Yeah.
You live off the
Interest
I
off
know
that money, yeah.
People
Yeah.
who live off the interest of money, they will never see the actual money. They're living off the interest of
Right.
that
That's
money.
a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to have that knowledge in
Correct.
order to make those
That's
decisions. And a lot of the
generational
time,
wealth.
yeah,
That's
a lot
not
of
just
times we
being
don't have that
rich.
knowledge,
Right, right.
And I was listening to another financial advisor, and he also recommended putting life insurance on your kids.
Yes.
Because if something
Case them
happens
as
to
a
your
policy.
kids
Yes.
and you're devastated and you only get like the 2 weeks bereavement or whatever it is, in some cases days,
Right.
then you're left stuck if you don't want to go back to work, which would be understandable right after losing a child. So I didn't think about that until I heard that person speaking. So I also have life insurance policies on my kids as
I
well.
lost a baby in 2011, but she wasn't born to put insurance on her. But I have family members who've lost children at young ages, and there was no life insurance. And so as a family, of course, we did what we needed to do. But even if something as simple as just burying the child in that moment. So here, we had to renew our life insurance, change the policies. It was time to update that. We went ahead and got a life insurance policy for the
Okay.
baby.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, that's so morbid. No, it's life.
That's
It's
right.
life.
And
That's true.
Coming from someone who's lost a child, who's had family members to lose children, it happens,
Yeah.
And so, even with that, I told my mom the other day that the next time that she and I are together, and my brother, we need to sit down. I need to know passwords, policies, what's here,
Right.
what's there. There's just things you need
Yeah.
to know, because if I was to sit down and have to plan a funeral for my parents, I'd be like, my mama always did funerals for the family, so I just
Right.
show up. I don't know what
Right.
to do. but it's not. It's just preparation.
It
It's
is.
just knowing.
And it is morbid. Like nobody wants to talk about
one
it. I
wants to
get
talk
it.
about it,
But
it's
it's
gonna
necessary.
happen.
Yeah, it's
But it's
necessary.
life.
Because when somebody dies, somebody got to pay for it.
Yeah,
Somebody gotta pay for
and
it.
funerals are expensive.
Yes,
Okay,
a
for a nice
casket.
funeral.
Yes.
I've known people
A
to be
casket.
like, no, we haven't had the funeral yet because we don't have the money.
A
Yes.
casket, just for a cheap wooden casket, no
A
decorations
pauper's
on
funeral,
it.
as
It's
they
like
say.
10 grand.
Right.
It's crazy.
It
But
can be very expensive.
also another hustle is this. Don't listen to me though. Another hustle. An old lady told me this. She was like 65. She was like, she take insurance policies out.
What you in this age, 65.
She
That's
was 65.
old.
Well,
Okay.
she's older. I'm sorry. She's an older woman, but she was putting insurance policies on other older women in the nursing home.
What?
That happened.
And
That's
making herself the beneficiary?
Yes.
But this is,
So
but
when
this
they die,
is
she
how,
get the.
But this is how you got to this day.
She's a
Because it
hustler.
hadn't always
Hustler.
been that way. But I'm going to say 10, 15 years or so. You have to now, the person you put in insurance and you're the beneficiary, they have to sign as well.
Correct.
Before then, I could go there and get an insurance policy on everybody in this room.
That's
Right.
crazy.
If I chose to, and they never know, and when
Right.
they die, I get the money.
Get the money.
If I choose to
All
pay
you
the
need is an
premium.
obituary and
But now you have to
death
let a person
certificate.
know. They have to sign off on it. But yeah,
Wow,
it used to be,
I know a lot of people came
Yes.
up on that scam.
Oh,
What's the
yeah.
little show that comes on like the wealth of crime shows? They had one
Oh, yeah.
where this woman, she was going through like LA and she was putting insurance policies on homeless people.
Yeah,
What?
making bank.
Making
That's
money.
crazy.
So those are your type of things that started requiring them. You have to let a person know when you put life insurance because they have to sign
Yeah,
off on it.
well, I mean, that makes sense.
Speaking of life insurance, I just got a letter today from work. They saying that I have to take mandatory vaccination for.
Oh, you do?
I have
You
to take
do.
the mandatory vaccination, but I don't want to take it
Why?
because
Yes, you do.
it's a
You're
death
just
sentence.
trying to be
I
controversial.
t-
Yes,
this, no,
you do.
I told Adam. I called Adam and I cussed him out after one of these podcasts about a Republican and Donald Trump.
Girl.
And I'm like, Adam, your ass is a Republican, you Trump supporting ass in my effort. I cursed him out, all the way out. And he's such a Republican.
He's
Okay.
controversial.
For
Kevin.
us
How long
now,
have you known
he is
him?
controversial.
He
but
just
I,
wants to
I
be
believe he voted for
controversial.
Trump. Adam, tell us.
I did not.
Did
I
you vote
not.
for Trump?
I did not.
Okay.
But the vaccine. So, are you guys taking the vaccine? The
I've-
mandatory
Yes,
vaccine.
I've been asking for it. I'm like,
Really?
I'm
Yes.
not. You know what the problem is? You don't like the mandatory part.
Yes, you got to
Because
do
when
it.
you and I have talked, you plan to take it. You don't like
They
that they're
making
telling
you
you
do it.
you have to do it. You were planning to do it anyway. So why do you care that they're saying it's mandatory?
Because there's a
now?
reason behind it. Because think about it. That's like somebody telling you you have to bank with us or you
Well,
have
we
to
had
go
the
here.
conversation about the mandatory early on.
Right.
Early in the show.
Correct.
At your house, in the man cave.
Correct, right.
And you were like, no. And I was like, if it's mandatory. You was like, but if they come. So here we are. What are you going to do? You going to quit your job?
No, I got to do what I got to do, but that's why we talk about life insurance.
why is it
So you think it's-
mandatory though?
But now that they're saying
That's what I'm
mandatory,
trying
why
to
do you
figure
think
out.
you're going to die?
I don't know because all right, so everybody knows this. HIV has been here forever, right? Certain STDs have been here for a long time. Cancer. What's the other killer that's killing a lot of people? I forget.
Guns?
Is it a virus?
No, it's a virus, but I forget what it is. Let's just say HIV again. It's been taking these guys, people, 30, 40, 50 years, and they still haven't come up with a resolve.
They don't have a cure, but there is a medication that you can take, and you're HIV positive. Taking the medication, you can't spread it. They have commercials about it. There are advanced drugs.
But this,
I
they
have
said
friends
this is
who
a
have been
vaccine.
HIV positive for over 30, 45. Magic Johnson, there's treatment to keep you from spreading it.
But they're saying this is the cure for the virus.
Who's saying that?
This is what the news is saying.
They're
No,
not
nobody's
saying
saying that.
vaccine.
This-
You
this is
see
the
here,
news.
QAnon conspiracy
Because look,
theorists.
Nobody
look.
has told you it was a
Boys,
cure.
You have
Stop.
to take 2 doses of it.
Nobody has said it was a cure. What did you
Stop.
hear that?
The vaccine.
QAnon.
All right.
Who told you
Well,
that?
I'm sorry. It's not a cure. It's a vaccine.
That's like the
It's
flu.
right?
You have to get it every
Vaccines
year.
don't cure.
But it's a difference from the flu, though.
No, that's the way you're thinking about it.
It's
That's
a
the way
stronger.
people are
It's a
thinking
different
about it.
strain. Because I had COVID. So I had COVID.
Well, let your favorite
Oh, you had
president-
COVID?
I had COVID back in July. That was a
Well,
long
no,
time
you
ago.
did not.
I did have
Did
COVID.
he?
Yeah, I had COVID. But I was immune to it, so I was good. I got real rich blood. But this vaccine, I don't like when somebody is telling you have to mandatory take something. That's
That's the part you don't like.
yeah, I don't like that. Y'all don't think nothing fishy with that?
No, I think it.
I don't think it's the
I'm not gonna say
vaccine
it should
at
be
this point, it's your
mandatory,
job.
but I mean, you know, I'm ready
You
to
work
get back
for
to
the
life.
government.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I was about to say, like, why is it mandatory for you to get this vaccine?
That's
like,
what they say.
I know, like for healthcare workers or whatever. Do you work
They're
for the
not even
government?
making it mandatory
First
for them.
line essential people.
That's true.
They have to take it. So people that are helping other people, they have to take it. Like a nurse or like a doctor or first line people.
But people in the hospitals are turning it down. It's not mandatory for hospitals.
It's your employer.
Right.
So your employer is making it mandatory for you guys to take the vaccine.
Not just me, but just people in general. It's a lot of people, but they're not saying that. I'm the only one that's confident to say something about it. But
Because you don't like the word mandatory. It's
Yeah.
not the vaccine. It's not that they're saying it's for your job. You are that controversial. You don't like the word mandatory. It's a word.
all right,
It's mandatory.
if somebody said, Kaya, Kelly, you have the funding, you have the credit, but you can't live here. You got to live over here. Y'all gonna be like, what?
It's not the same.
It's the same thing.
If I was at my job and they told me my job that it was mandatory for me to get the vaccine, if I felt that strongly about it and I really did not want it,
Just quit
what I would do is start looking for employment
elsewhere.
elsewhere until I can do what I need to do to get beyond that.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna get off of that. So Kelly,
Yeah.
some influential women in your life outside of family. Who are some influential women in your life that invested and poured into you to make this person who this person is now?
I mean, it's all family. I mean, starting with my mom, Doll. Shout out to Doll.
What's up, Miss Darlene? How you doing?
My mom is everything. My mom raised not one but two strong, independent, successful women. And she has been just a constant figure in my life that has provided me with support and encouragement and love. So it starts there.
Okay.
Period.
Period.
Let's see. After that, I would have. This is a tough question. 'Cause
with you on that one.
Yeah, I've run across in my life a lot of women who I felt were influential. But I can't. I would have to think of like their names.
Okay.
Because I keep right now I'm drawing a blank. You caught me off guard.
It's
But I
all
will
good.
say now, recently, again, Nancy, my broker.
Okay.
She is just, I mean, I'm so inspired by her every day. So I think she has definitely been influential with this chapter of my life in real estate. But yeah, there have been others along the way.
Okay. So speak about. I see that you have a podcast.
I don't have a podcast.
Oh, so you were just on that podcast.
Exactly. I was
Oh,
on that
okay.
podcast. So
Oh, okay.
that again is my brokerage. So
Oh,
providing
see,
me with
I thought it
opportunities.
was yours. Okay.
No, of course not. Adam, I don't have time.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was
No.
like, damn, Kelly got a podcast
No,
also?
Adam, I don't have time to do my own podcast, but I can make time to show up on other people. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's
I was just a guest on my brokerage's podcast.
So I got a word game that I came up with. So for all my people that is from Louisiana but live in Houston, I want to know if they still have. Both of you guys can answer these questions. If they still have Louisiana ties, right? So it's gonna be one word, and you just select one. All right. Would you rather have champagne or crawfish?
Crawfish.
Champagne.
All right.
You already know.
Right.
Big Frida or Megan Thee Stallion?
Big freedom.
Oh, Megan Thee Stallion. That's my bitch.
What?
Yes.
You so Houston right now. You
I
Louisiana.
know.
So
I love Megan Thee Stallion.
jeez, you been
Freedom
here too
all
long.
day long.
I know. I've been here way too long.
All right. Bounce music or screw music?
Bounce.
Oh, bounce.
Okay. All right.
When that beat drop.
For sure.
The Superdome or the NRG?
Oh, Superdome.
Superdome.
Superdome is your home. All right. All right. Papados or Commander's Palace?
Commanders.
Commanders.
Okay. Popeyes or French's?
Popeyes. New Orleans, Canal Street at 2 o'clock in the morning. Bayou Classic.
That French's do be good though, but I'm gonna go with Popeyes.
I'm going Popeyes.
Okay.
And I gave you the
Popeyes.
exact location. Canal. 24
Canal
hours
Street one,
during,
yeah, yeah.
during Essence.
I'm gonna
Bayou
go with
Classic.
Popeyes.
I'm gonna go with Popeyes.
Okay, Popeyes. All right. So the Zulu Ball or the rodeo?
Zulu ball.
Okay.
Even though every time I go, I get aggravated because it
All
just
the
be too many.
people?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yes. But I
Bring
love
back
it.
the old Zulu.
Right?
Of course, this is probably a bias. This next one is biased. Southern University or Texas Southern?
Oh my God,
Southern
Southern
University.
University.
Right. The Spot or Rags?
The Spot.
Oh, the Spot.
You don't like Rags?
I like the blue
Oh.
building. They be rocking from side to side, but
I'm gonna have to go with the Spot.
Okay. I didn't grade it, but you so Houston right
I
now.
am
So
not.
you
You
can't go back to
lied.
Louisiana.
You lied.
You talking about Frenchies
No.
and
You
champagne
lied.
over
I said
crawfish?
Popeyes.
Really?
Stop playing.
And you say, oh, come on.
Stop
so,
playing.
But, yeah, man. But anyway, Kelly, look, I appreciate you coming on. I know you're busy. I know you got to get back to your family and everything. Anyway, Kelly, tell the people where they can find you, social media, websites, whatever.
Yeah, so you guys, my Instagram is callme_Kels. My email is kelly.morris@nanproperties.com. I'm also on Facebook at Kelly Morris Realtor. Yeah, and that's it.
Kelly, I appreciate you coming.
Thank
Again.
you.
We're gonna do this again with you and Mike.
Yes.
All right. So everybody, I'm glad you guys tuned in to the Culturally Distinct podcast. Make sure you all, if you in the Houston area, make sure you stop by City Cellar to get some wine. I don't know if you can see in the background, but we got wine everywhere. We got champagne. The address is 1801 Ben Street in the Museum District, outside of 3rd Ward, right?
yes.
Yep.
Okay, outside of 3rd Ward. So make sure you guys make your way over here. Guys, this is the Culturally Distinct podcast. This is your boy, DJ KO.
Okay, Jack is in the building.
Be blessed. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, holla at your boy later. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.